All right, so I'm going to talk to you about what you can do with a chemistry degree. So every single person I've talked to, in trying to get to have some sort of degree with chemistry has always told me, really like chemistry, but I don't want to teach. Well, there's a lot of other things that you can do with chemistry other than teach, all right? So this is just a short example of different things that you can do with a chemistry career, okay? So pharmaceuticals, agricultural organizations, airlines, beverage processing, tobacco companies, soap and detergents, anything to deal with food. Basically, if it's a new product, if you're making a new product, there's a chemist behind it, all right? Most companies need some sort of quality control, in which usually a chemist is behind it as well, all right? So there's a lot of different things that you can do with chemistry, and at every single level of education, there's something that you can do as well. So if it's something that you're interested in, you can always find a job. So I did a search on Indeed.com yesterday, which is basically takes all the search engines and just compiles it into one website. And I found 832 jobs in chemistry just in Michigan. So there's a lot of jobs out there, right? And that includes everything from the associate's level, high school level, all the way to the PhD level. All right, education. So associates in science, which you can do right here, all right? It's a 2-year program. And the things that are marketable for a job is basic laboratory skills. So when I make you do those horrible titrations in lab, all right, there's a reason I'm making you do those, okay? Because of the fact that that's a marketable skill for you to go and get a job, all right? So if you can, if you can titrate something, if you can make solutions, things like that, basic laboratory skills, you can find a job in some sort of company in order to do those things, okay? So that's a 2-year program. If you're really interested in chemistry and want to do something a little higher level, you can get a bachelor's in chemistry. That's a 4-year program usually, and there you'll learn, most importantly, advanced laboratory skills and also how to use instrumentation. If you know how to use a few pieces of key instrumentation, you can get a job very easily, okay? Things like HPLC, GCMS, NMR, those things that not everybody knows how to use. If you can just run those instruments, you'd be very marketable in getting a job in chemistry. And again, I did a search for salaries as well, so I looked on the American Chemical Society website. Basically, it's just a national average of different education levels and their salaries. So the average salary is $72,000 a year with a bachelor's degree in chemistry. Okay, so not bad. With a master's degree, that's 6 years. So I got a master's degree in 6 years. And the things that you learn on top of those laboratory skills is research and teaching experience. Okay, so basically you are just building upon your laboratory skills. If you can build upon those laboratory skills, you're going to be able to do a lot more things. Therefore, you will be more marketable for a job. Right? The average pay for that is $82,000 a year. Right? And then for a doctorate, you have the ability to run your own laboratory and manage others. So you can be the boss at a pharmaceutical company. Okay? You can run your own laboratory. You can, tell other people what to do, which is, awesome. So again, that's an 8 to 9 year old program. So you have to be very dedicated in your studies in order to get a chemistry degree. All right? Especially at the PhD level, you have to really love what you do. And you get paid for it, luckily, if you really love what you do, because you can get up to $101,000 a year. All right, so for a bachelor's program, what's important? Number one, if you are coming out here and if you are done at Glen Community College and you want a bachelor's in chemistry, all right, what you need to look for is find a school that has a strong science program. All right, you know that it's a strong science program is if the people that are graduating from there are finding jobs. They're able to go to graduate school, okay? They're able to do the things that they want to do, right? They're able to find a job right outside of graduating, and that tells you that it's a pretty strong program, okay? So you should look at those things. If you're looking for graduate studies, so if you're thinking in the future, I want a master's and a PhD eventually, it's very important that you find an undergraduate program that does research, okay? Because the one thing that most most graduate schools look at is research experience, because it tells you that you're interested in chemistry and that's what you want to do. All right. So I've listed here just some courses that you can expect in a bachelor's program. Okay, so this is just sort of a general thing, and it does change based on which school you go to. The general courses that you'll have to take is general chemistry. So if you take my NSC 133, 134 general chemistry here, that would be your general chemistry. Okay, and usually that transfers to most schools. Then you would take a semester of inorganic chemistry, analytical, organic, and physical chemistry. So you just hit all the high ones. Okay? You hit all the big guys. And then they basically split it up between if you are graduate school bound or if you are going into the medical sciences, like if you want to go to medical school, right? Because you have to take a lot of chemistry if you want to go to medical school, right? So if you're grad school bound, usually you do a synthesis lab, which would include advanced laboratory techniques and instrumentation that you would use, okay? Usually it's sort of research type, so you can form your own hypothesis, you can make your own product, you can basically do research on your own in that laboratory. And then you have usually a semester of physical chemistry and then a semester of advanced inorganic chemistry. For biochemistry track, so if you want to go to medical school or go into the biochemical sciences, you would take synthesis lab, you would take biochemistry and biophysical chemistry. Okay. So a lot of chemistry, but it's all super, super fun. It is. See, Brad knows.
Yeah.
All right, so what if you want to go to graduate school? So first, if you want to go to graduate school, you need to decide what field of chemistry you want to go into. Okay, so when you're in graduate school, you have to decide, okay, do I want to focus on physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry? And that's why you're taking all those classes in your bachelor's degree, okay? Because that will sort of give you an idea of what you're really interested in. I decided to focus on organic chemistry because it's the coolest chemistry there is, okay? And it's really fun, right? And that's what I like, and that's what I really like to do. But if you're a physical chemist, you can still do a lot of things with that too, and any other field of chemistry. And then it's important that you find a graduate advisor that does interesting